We will begin with the big race that people across the country are talking about. It's incumbent Democratic Governor Andy Beshear against his Republican challenger, Attorney General Daniel Cameron. Beshear hopes to win another term in office focusing on the future of Kentucky, while Attorney General Cameron would be the first Black Republican governor in the state of Kentucky.
The Fayette County Clerk's office is also up for grabs. Republican newcomer Dawn Perkins faces Democrat incumbent Susan Lamb. Lamb was appointed to the position after longtime clerk Don Blevins stepped down. Since taking over, she says she wants to continue the work she has started, but Perkins thinks it's time for a change. Current Secretary of State Michael Adams is facing Charles Wheatley in today's race for Kentucky's Secretary of State. Adams, the Republican candidate, has held office since January 2022 and is running for re-election. Wheatley, known as Buddy, is the former state representative and is running as the Democratic candidate. The Secretary of State oversees elections, records official actions of the governor, and handles various business-related affairs in Kentucky.
The Kentucky Attorney General race is on, with Republican Russell Coleman running against Democrat Pamela Stevenson. The Attorney General serves as counselor to state government agencies and legislatures, as well as a representative to the public interest. We see two new candidates compete for the role of state auditor, often referred to as the watchdog for Kentucky taxpayers. Allison Ball, the Republican candidate, beat her opponent in May and has advanced to her party's nomination, while Democratic candidate Kimberly Reeder ran unopposed for her party's nomination. The primary job this person holds is to audit accounts and transactions of all state government spending agencies.
In the race to become Kentucky's next treasurer, Democrat Michael Bowman and Republican Mark Metcalf are on the ballot. Metcalf is currently serving as Garrett County attorney, while Bowman has a finance background. The Kentucky treasurer is the chief fiscal officer and takes care of revenue, deposits, and unclaimed property.
Kentucky's Commissioner of Agriculture will be a race between Democratic candidate Sierra Enlow and Republican candidate Jonathan Schell. The winner will be taking over for former House of Representatives member and two-term Commissioner Ryan Quarles. Governor Andy Beshear appointed Kimberly Baird to serve as the Commonwealth's attorney for the 22nd Judicial Circuit of Kentucky, which serves Fayette County. Baird replaced Luanna Redcorn, who announced her retirement in September. A Lexington native, Baird went to Lafayette High School and studied at the University of Kentucky before going to law school. Baird is the first Black woman to serve as a Commonwealth's attorney.
We will find out very soon who the governor of Kentucky will be, but for now, let's just see how much money was spent on the race. Nia Leveretter has more.
This year's election is a crucial one for the state of Kentucky as the race for governor continues between incumbent Democrat Andy Beshear and challenger Republican Daniel Cameron. A big topic to the story that is causing conversation is money. With this being one of the most watched elections across the country, nearly $65 million have been raised this singular election. Political scientist and election analyst Dr. Stephen Voss explains where some of this money comes from.
Both Beshear and Cameron have gotten a lot of their money from people out of state. These days, it's quite common for people to give small sums to far-off elections that they've learned about over social media, over the internet. And that, even if it's small donations, that money can add up. Now, unlike some races that we've had in Kentucky recently, both Cameron and Beshear are also getting a lot of money from in-state. A lot of money comes out of Louisville into the campaign coffers. It's a big city, for example, and they've received donations from counties all over Kentucky as well.
Recent reports break down the numbers for each campaign to be around $18.8 million for Beshear and $5.35 million for Cameron. So where is the rest of the over $40 million coming from? A lot of that is through other groups not affiliated with official campaigns.
A lot of the advertising you're seeing, a lot of the money being spent isn't actually going through the campaigns. Instead, outside groups will come into Kentucky and attack either the Democratic or the Republican candidate, hoping to affect the election. Now, if you're bringing in outside money, you're not supposed to coordinate with the campaigns, and you basically can't talk to them about what you're going to say. What that means is Cameron can't control all the attacks being leveled at Beshear, and Beshear can't control all the attacks being directed at Cameron because those attacks are coming from people they're not even allowed to speak with.